Hey everybody, yeah, it's another Friday, TGIF and all that, for those that it means something. For me, being semi-retired, it's just another day, but today I'm going to do one, well, it's a winter seasonal from Left Coast Brewing out of California. I'm going to do the Wedge Black IPA. Now, I can't find a date on this bottle, so I have no idea the age of it. They do say winter seasonal from the website, and it's the same thing on the bottle. It says this winter seasonal is in the style of a black IPA. It has the characteristics of an American IPA in having intense, bold hop flavors with a twist of dark malt, bringing out the roasted chocolate flavor. 3 different types of hops and imported dark crystal malts are used to maximize this flavor. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking up like crazy, and create fresh hop taste and aroma. It is dry hopped in the fermenter to give it its great hop aroma. This brew is meant to be consumed immediately upon opening on that cold winter evening. Enjoy. Comes in at the website says 7.2%, the bottle says 7.1, tenth of a percent, doesn't make much difference. Like I said, it says cold winter evening. Well, it's not a cold winter evening, but it's sure a cold spring afternoon. It's about 36 degrees here and rain. As you notice, I'm inside. 36 degrees and rain. The snow passed us by, not too far north of us. They got 11 inches of snow, though, which is a record, I think, for May. Very unusual weather. So yeah, it's supposed to be warming back up next week. So hopefully spring will get here sometime before summer does. But anyway, just got a plain gold cap, nothing worth saving. So gonna use my generic giant pint glass again from Goodwill. The Grill of Hickory, the Agony of Burnt Meat. Yep, just a generic large glass, but I got a large bottle here. It's going to lose a point because I can't find any date anywhere, so I have no idea how old this is. And pretty much got most of it in the glass. That's dark brown, almost black. Got some ruby tints around the edges. Got a finger of a mocha colored, really creamy looking head. Decent looking black IPA. Let me get a nose on it. Okay, I'm getting those dark malts. Boy, if I didn't know better, I'd think this is a porter or a stout. Of course, black IPA, if it's a good one, with some age on it, which I'm afraid this might have, sometimes turns into a fairly decent barley wine, but mostly getting those dark sweet malts, a lot of chocolate there. I am getting some light citrusy, piney notes, but roasted malts are what dominate here. Not really getting the booze, maybe just a hint of the booze. There may be deep down in there may be a little grapefruit, maybe a little lemon zest, but it's not very strong, that's for sure. Mostly the malt's on the nose, so let me give it a taste. Okay, yeah, the malts come out right away, real quick, but then you get some hoppy notes that kick in almost immediately. Carry right through to the finish. Pretty bitter finish. I couldn't find any IBUs listed anywhere, but it's not a real bitter beer, that's for sure, even for an IPA. There's some grassy hop notes, but mostly, again, that roasty malt. But on the finish, there's a a good bitterness. I think it's the combination of those roasty malts and the kind of a almost citrusy hop bitterness there too. It's kind of a muddled flavor. There's not really a lot sticking out here. I do notice some maybe some pininess popping through right in the middle of the palate, and then kind of a citrusy roasted malt finish on the end. Slight bitterness. It's a light to medium body, decent amount of carbonation. It feels fairly thin for, well, I'm almost thinking I'm drinking a porter here than an IPA, but it's really thin for that. Nice tasting beer. It's just not nothing really stands out, either malts or hops or anything. Although primarily the malts, but they're not really super dominant, at least on the taste. Definitely not like they are on the nose. That's for sure. There may be a bit of pine in there, maybe a bit of bitter grapefruit, but. Anyway, let me sit, let this warm up a bit, sip on this a while. I'll come back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's probably been half an hour or so. I've just been sipping on this, added the rest of the bottle. This is a really nice drinking beer, good tasting beer. But, you know, somebody handed it to me and I didn't know. I'd never guess an IPA. I think I was drinking a decent, solid American stout. This is unlike any Black IPA I've ever tasted. It's not a bad beer. It's pretty darn good beer, actually. As it's settled and warmed up, the chocolatiness has really come out on the nose and on the flavor. First thing it hits you is a good solid dark chocolate. Not a bitter dark chocolate, but a sweet chocolate. But and the hops come out a little bit. There's some slight citrus hops that are still hiding there in the back. The pine hops, they're not going any stronger, but they still pop up in the middle there. Middle of the palate, and it still does have a fairly bitter finish. Not as bitter as when it was fresh out of the fridge, but a decent drinkable beer. But as a Black IPA, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Do I rate it as an IPA? It tastes like a decent American stout. I have to give them props though. That 7.1 or 7.2% ABV. That's not, you know, is not noticeable at all now. This could be a dangerous beer. That's for sure. I'm taking my time because I know it's 7 point something percent ABV, but this would be a beer to easily drink quickly. Could get you in trouble, but since they call it an IPA and it's a Black IPA, and there are not a lot of IPA characteristics left, there aren't really a lot of Black IPA characteristics. I'd say it's more of a stout than an IPA, but again, I don't know the age, so it's already lost half a point. Even when I got the bottle empty, I looked everywhere. There's no date at all. Maybe somebody from California or somebody knows more about this brewery can tell me when it actually came out. But the Wedge from Left Coast Brewing in San Clemente, California, their Black IPA. As a Black IPA, I'm gonna give it a good. It's a darn good drinkable beer. But like I said, unlike any IPA I've had, they called it an American Stout. I'd have probably rated it a higher, but the Wedge from Left Coast Brewing, it's going to get a 7 out of 10 from me. So till next time, everybody, cheers. Let's keep drinking good beers.